to the bush crying, oh Lord, I got dead. And small, yeah, and short, she running out the house. Forget she's scared of blood.
Yeah, so if you check this out on my laptop here, you can see the original picture I'm working on. And it's a model, Daria Dell, models for me that thank God she came back because I really needed to paint her again because I just overdid Daria. So what I've been doing lately is, not only do I edit everything on Photoshop and trying to map it out to see how it's going to work, is I've been drawing a little bit more to kind of get the feeling of it before I put it on canvas. So this is a drawing. It was still wet yesterday, so I sprayed it down with some clear. So the next step is just getting the white to sit on top of it all. And even when I paint, I use my hands a lot because, paintbrush is really foreign for me. It's only something I've worked out how to use in the last, 6 years. Because I used to love spray paint.
Right.
I love spray paint. So, still getting the hang of it, but I'm digging it. I like what it can do, and it's a little bit different.
So how much of this age, though, is that you're working, and then you say, oh, you know what, actually, I don't like that. Do you then sort of go backwards and you're like, okay, I'm going to start again, or I'm going to rechange it? How does that work? Or are you pretty much...
I used to just, rather than paint over it, I would rip up the canvas and make it into other things, But
okay.
now I just paint over it, like I'm not...
Right.
Because I make all my own canvases. It's like it takes a long time.
I can imagine
to get everything, So
and that's what all the great masters did, right? You see layers behind layers.
I think they had apprentices do all that stuff.
Okay. But they definitely painted over their works.
Yeah, for sure. Some people just leave that and stretch the canvas over the top of it,
Oh,
and
right on. Yeah.
They would score 2 paintings like
If you were a lucky...
200 years later,
yeah, exactly.
This is damaged. You peel it up. Oh my God, I have another paper. It's unsigned. It could be anyone. I don't know what we were talking about then.
I was asking, if you just sort of, if the concept is whatever comes out is correct and you've given birth to this piece, and even if it's not what you originally intended, it's what it is, or if you do go and change things.
Yeah, I do. I can change things. I do change things,
okay.
and it doesn't always come out exactly as you see it, as you would see it on my computer. So
right.
It comes out completely different. I never know how it's going to come out. Some things just aren't very good, and if I'm curious, I'll ask my wife. I'll say, "What do you think?" And she goes, And then she can be wrong too, right? And then the one that she said she didn't like at all
is the number one
seller. Is the one that sold first and people are squabbling over. I should have painted 5 of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And that gets into, AJ and I have to admit have had sort of this conversation a little bit informally, but that concept of just painting for yourself versus painting to be commercially successful so that you can do things like pay rent and electricity and that sort of thing.
I don't know if I'm commercially successful yet. I don't consider that. But yeah, I don't know. I try not to think about that. I just go.
So you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'm commercially successful because I'm paying the rent and school fees and stuff from it. But at the same time, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to think about it. I'm just doing whatever.
Right. You're doing what
I
you
have
do
to do.
Yeah. I've had writers on and all that sort of thing, and sort of this question of that process of, do you write for the audience or do you write for yourself? And I'm sort of I'm always interested with artists as well about if you're just thinking about the piece or potential buyers when you're creating it.
I try not to think about potential buyers.
Okay.
But saying that is, if I've stopped painting nudes because they don't sell.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that they would be. If you think about all the classic paintings, which is what I know much more about, or the little that I know is focused on those areas.
Yeah.
Nudes were it.
What I realised was the husband pays the bill and the wife is the one that likes the painting.
Ah.
And most of the time they don't
That's
want
very sexist. I may have to reevaluate this as we continue with the discussion.
Well, I mean, either way, I mean, if
Yeah.
you can afford it, no worries. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it seems to be the wife that's saying, I want this.
And she doesn't want the nude as often. Is
right,
that what
yeah,
you're
I
saying?
mean, not many women want like a nude of someone that they don't know.
That they don't know hanging on
Yeah,
their
unless it's like, you know, an old wicked...
Fat lady? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, you know, so I mean, I do like painting nudes and I do like painting like full figure, but
Yeah.
they haven't, I mean, to tell you the truth, they haven't been selling well, so I've just focused on portraits.
Right.
And not just because I want them to sell, but they really interest me, you know. I mean, every
Exactly. Well,
portrait
that
is,
was
you know,
because
is
you
really
get. I
great.
mean, just and I don't know if this is her name's Daria. Is
Yeah,
that,
Daria,
I
yeah.
mean, her face is just incredible. That
Oh,
is
she's
just
like, she is the Bahamian woman, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, her lips that look like the conch shell. Like,
Yeah.
You know, not the female conch, but what is
The
male
queen conch. You mean the
queen
queen
conch?
conch?
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, it's just she has perfect lips.
and her eyes. I mean, everything. I mean, her cheekbones.
Yeah.
The whole structure is just so fascinating. So I can
Yeah.
see how that would be more interesting than just simply a body.
It is, you know, and that's and also, you know, I've been doing a lot of portraits. The soccer mums have been killing it, you know, getting their babies done.
I can imagine. No, that's great, but to have your child,
Yeah, you know,
a
but I haven't
portrait-
even done my own yet. You know,
Yeah.
I've been so busy doing everyone else's, I haven't had a chance.
Poor
to do
Will
mine.
and Molly and Jack. Oh,
So then, you know, between trying to balance out, you know, getting money to pay for life, and then trying to like create,
Yeah.
you know, it's not, you know, it's like anyone else, right? You know.
nope. Yep. This is the chaos ensuing and creation and.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
you've obviously highlighted more of the light bits, and I
Yeah,
know you guys
know,
can't
I mean,
see, but trust me,
it's
he's
a little
done
bit
it
rough.
really
I
well.
haven't finished this yet. I still got to go over the white, but I've got to put
Yeah.
clear on it, and it'll stink out the studio. And
So
you'll-
we're not going to do that because I'll
Yeah.
cough.
So all right, you know, so that's one step.
And then you return to the canvas.
No, I mean,
No.
this is like this is something I was working on not yesterday, the day before. So I've nearly finished this. I've just got to. I don't really like the yellow in the background, so I like this. This is my favourite orange. See, I just buy it by the gallon.
Yes.
You know, because it's $40 a gallon, or it's let's see, $15 for a tube.
Little tube.
$15.
Quantity
for a
matters.
tube like that, right?
Wow.
So I get a whole gallon for $40, and it's good quality paint.
That's great.
Yeah.
And now, but orange isn't a primary color, so
No,
is
orange
this,
isn't a primary color, but remember, it's not just about primary colors. It's more, that was the music I was listening to, which I really should put on while I'm painting.
while we're here.
Yeah, so you can get a feel for it. Let's see, telephone.
I think we're about to get some primary colors, guy, from something suspension coil.
Eddy current suspension ring.
Eddy current suspension ring. My bad. Like I said, not an auto mechanic.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna get some though.
you are.
We're gonna hear primary colors while we're not painting with primary colors.
There you go. The paint's all nice and chunky.
So Age, you're gonna put this wonderful orange layer on top.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna go back over, just fix up this edge here.
Yeah.
But I won't be able to do that yet because this is wet. So I'm just gonna go over this orange and
I gotcha.
I might be able to go over some of the stuff on the bottom here because that's all dry. So I just add, I mean, to make this more pliable, I just add linseed oil to it.
Linseed oil?
Yeah, linseed oil and
okay.
thinners. And, I mean, everything that you know about painting with oil, you can use with this. But painting with oil was all new to me, you know. So
yeah.
I just, you know, reinvented the wheel a little bit and went with enamel.
When I remember when I had Toby Lunn on for one of the shows, and another great Bahamian artist who I think you've showed with, at that time he was using wood stains to paint with, which I just thought was really interesting, a totally different type of medium.
That series Toby did, it looked really Chinese, or Japanese, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. You got a very different feel for it.
Yeah.
So we're going to let AJ continue on with his magic painting here. We're going to unfortunately have to go to a quick break, but then come back with us as I tell you some more details about when the show is, so you can put it in your calendars, and we're going to discuss too where you can go to actually look at some of AJ's work right now online and get a feel for the amazing creations that he has put out there. So come back with us.
How we talking